with Dr. Weber, which is always a pleasure. How are you?
Great. Thank you for coming, Rainey. We
Well,
love having you
thanks.
guys.
Look at this gorgeous tree you guys have.
I think it's gorgeous. I wish I could take credit for it, but this is all my mom.
It's designer quality. I love it.
It is.
And we're surrounded by lots of toys already because we are doing the Toys for Tots drive, and you are one of the drop-off locations.
I am. We wanted to get an early start because there are a lot of kids out there in need.
I love it. I love it. There's so many good things around us, and someone just brought in a bike moments ago before we started recording. How cute is this?
This is gorgeous.
It's amazing. You know, you guys are involved in a lot. Well, pre-COVID, you guys were involved in a lot of community events.
If it were non-COVID times
Yes.
and I had my way, we would be in absolutely every community event out there, from the St. Patrick's Day parade to the Christmas parade that's not happening to, you know, name something else that did not happen this year.
Right.
And we would be there with our big honking purple tent so you couldn't miss us.
Sure.
And spreading the word.
Can't wait for that to be back, right?
Right.
But, you know, you do a lot of work, you know, with Fostering Hope.
Mm-hmm.
And you've done, last year you had a tree that was for them, right?
Right. Last year we were involved with Fostering Hope, which is kids in the system, kids that, you know, don't have parents or that their parents are perhaps incarcerated or something,
Right.
or for whatever reason they're in foster care.
Right. But you have kind of a history of kind of helping the community. I was talking with Rebecca, who was saying that you were in Nepal doing medical work, right?
I spent 3 months in Nepal doing a medical mission over there, and that was an experience.
That's amazing.
Because over there we were the only source of medicine
Sure.
of any kind for hours around. And I mean, I don't mean hours in a car, I mean hours walking through hills. Some of my
Right.
patients would walk with their bad knees to see me for 2 hours each direction.
Were you doing acupuncture? What were you
I
doing?
was doing a mix of things, acupuncture and more Western medicine stuff too, because
Okay.
over there the scope is different. I could prescribe pharmaceuticals.
Sure. And you were
so-
helping like 7 or 8 different villages there, right?
At least.
At least?
At least.
Wow.
Yeah. I was out in a little, very little rural village. We had power most of the time.
Oh, goodness.
We had power most of the time.
And then in Charleston, you also helped, you know, a lot of kids with school supplies and backpacks.
The
and all
organization that I worked with there was called HALOS, HALOS.
That is so cool.
So-
And you were in Charleston, obviously, before you moved to North Myrtle Beach, so that's kind of where that connection is
Yes.
to Charleston.
Yes.
But, you know, you're doing lots of great stuff here, too. We talked about Fostering Hope and that work, but then you also sponsor a race car, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about that. How did that happen?
I don't know how that happened. Things happen as they should.
Right.
Some of my patients were talking pre-COVID days in our lounge where, you know, the patients would sit and get their treatments together. Some of my patients were talking about the opening of the Myrtle Beach Speedway.
Right.
And so, of course, I ran up here to Rebecca and I'm like, Rebecca, we need to see about maybe a sign at the raceway. And she says, well, actually, someone wants us to sponsor their car, but I didn't think you'd be into that.
Right.
And I said, well, tell me more.
Sure.
So we actually sponsor a car. And the car then sponsors the Travis Powell Foundation, which again is a kid-centered charity.
Oh, great.
So again, to kids that, for whatever reason, you know, whether they're in the system or, you know, yeah.
Right. So it goes towards that, which is really
Yeah.
cool. And you've got your logo on this race car, which how cool is that?
My husband thinks it's the greatest thing. I have my
think it's
logo,
awesome.
and then that big purple tent that I mentioned, they take that to all the races so they can
Right.
set up under that.
No, I think that's great.
Yeah.
And so now, you know, we've got Toys for Tots going on for
Yes.
Christmas. And so you can stop by. You don't have to be here at the clinic.
No.
You know, you don't have to be a client. You can stop by and just drop off a gift
Yeah.
and leave. Or you can stay and get to know them, you know. Ask
Have a
your
chat,
questions.
set up an appointment,
That's
whatever.
right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Dr. Weber, for chatting with us. I mean, I love that we can kind of give a spotlight to you know, the other side of what you do with being in the community and kind of helping out different causes. So I think that's a great thing to always kind of talk about as well.
Thanks for stopping by. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
And happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everybody.